Hey, Scruffy. How you doing? So I have, let's see, I think it's the Super Supper and Kibble. So, pretty mild day today. Kind of uneventful. So, you bring out your food now. Need to back away from the door. Your head's not poking in as much as before, so I don't think you're going to come in. Ah, you're meowy. Got a chain there. You're starting to bob your head. So. Okay, there you go. Okay. So let's get the food on the table. Grab the glove. Yeah, Scruffy's moving over already. Okay. So let's sit down. Yeah, wow. It's almost as if Scruffy knows to wait on the mat. Okay. So that means Scruffy has fleas. Hope they aren't bad. So I wish the flea pills were longer lasting. So my understanding of the flea pill is they only last a day or two. And if the fleas happen to jump back on after that small window, then he's reinfested. So a collar would be better, but I don't think I could get a collar on Scruffy. And they seem pretty expensive. Although if I could actually get a collar on Scruffy, it'd be cheaper than the flea pills, I think. Over the long haul. But, yeah, Scruffy's fleas don't seem too bad right now, if they're even a problem. Yeah, I remember there were some periods where Scruffy was just kind of non-stop grooming. So I think, yeah, once the weather turned cold, kind of for a prolonged amount of time, I think, yeah, the fleas kind of went dormant. So I am worried about the temperature rising, because I think the fleas are going to start becoming active again. So we actually have looks like a heat wave coming in a few days. So I think 2 days from now it's going to spike up. I think it's only going to be a 3-day heat wave, but the first and last day actually they're like borderline miserable. They're going to be hot, they're going to be warm, hot, but not intolerably so. But the day right in the middle looks like it's going to be kind of bad. So I'm not looking forward to that. He's climbing up. Oops. And he kind of sunk his claws a little bit in there. He's trying to shift the glove a little bit so I could just kind of stroke his belly or chest or neck when he did that, but his claws were firm enough in that he moved when I tried to brush the glove against his chest. So last night I cooked a new batch of my vegetable soup. As I mentioned last night, yeah, I didn't use the heat. I didn't turn up the heat as much because I've been trying to avoid scorching the pot. And the flip side was I think it was not hot enough, so it was taking a really long time to cook. So I turned up the heat last night when I was petting Scruffy. Yeah, got the claws there again. But yeah, anyway, my soup took a really long time to finish cooking, so I was not finished until very, very late last night. Because after I finished, I still had to do all the dishes, and so I was up pretty late. I scorched the pot a little bit, I think, yeah, because I increased the temperature. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, so it came off relatively easy. I didn't have to soak it forever and ever. I was able to just use a little scrub pad and scrape it off myself. So I think it came out okay. I'm going to find out tonight when I actually eat it. But yeah, the house was, or the kitchen in particular, was hot because it was cooking for so long. So yeah, good thing I did it yesterday instead of instead of during the heat wave. Because yeah, the house would probably be very miserable. Because yeah, it wasn't that warm today. It was a decent today, but yeah, I think it actually was kind of cold overnight. So the extra heat in the kitchen probably did the house some good. Keep the furnace from going on. Yeah, get you ready for food, huh? Seems to meow near the end. So he looks straight at me, lets me pet his neck and or chin, and then meows. And I figured out if it's just he likes to chin rubs or if he means he wants me to feed him now. Because he seems to like the rubs. But yeah, we're also around dinner time, so hard to say. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give you your food. Do one more side. Yeah. I heard a kind of a purr or something there. Okay, I think we're about food time here. Okay, let's get your food. I can hear him slurping his food. So there's a loose piece of fur under here that looks like it's ready to almost come out, but yeah, I was hoping the brush might help it come off, but yeah, I don't think it's ready yet. So let's see. Actually, I didn't get that many shots of Scruffy today. He was sleeping on the table a lot this morning, but yeah, he's behind the sun oven, so I didn't really have a good angle, so I didn't bother. I can't remember if I actually got a clear shot of him or not. And then I was waiting for him to wake up or come off the table, and it started getting late, and so I did notice he finally got off the table, so I decided to bring out his water, and then yeah, I saw he was sleeping on the gray mat in front of the door. But yeah, since I was already ready to bring out his water, it was getting late, and I thought I would bring it out. And yeah, kind of a sleepy, whiny meow. So it's just gonna bring out your water. How you doing? Get tired. So eventually I put down the water, he backed away. So at first he kind of held his ground. I was kind of impressed. Usually he runs away. But I think when I finally put down the water, he kind of got up and backed up like he normally does. Or, you know, his scaredy catness makes him do. And then I went in and he drank the water. And I went about the rest of my day. So I tried to go for a run this afternoon. So I didn't go out yesterday since I was cooking all day. Thought maybe the rest day would do me good, so I'd have a better performance today. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling energetic today. I was having trouble focusing, so yeah, I had a kind of a terrible run today. Kept stopping, not because I was tired, but just I couldn't focus. I didn't want to keep running. So I did 3 laps, but yeah, it was pretty slow. I ran probably 2 laps worth. Ended up walking probably a whole lap. I was thinking maybe I should have just stopped running earlier and save myself for tomorrow. See if I can do better tomorrow. But I don't know. I still might try tomorrow. We'll see. So I think tomorrow will be my last good chance to run while the weather's still cool enough. 3 days following that might be questionable. So on the hottest day, it might just be outright bad day to run. The day before and after, it's hard to say. It's going to be how bad it's going to be. Emotionally, I'm still not in a good place. Still haven't heard back from the legal clinics. I think I'm gonna send a follow-up email to the ones that haven't responded, which is most of them. See if I'm still being considered, or if they're just ignoring me because they're not interested. I was listening to a podcast by somebody else. It has nothing to do with my particular problem, but he happened to talk about, just coincidentally, the legal process of suing your financial firm. He was talking in the context of I think he was talking about the Robinhood, Wall Street Bets kids, and he said it's kind of a no-brainer for them to just sue Robinhood for their losses, because basically it doesn't cost them anything, but it costs Robinhood a ton of money. So he was saying that basically, because all these Wall Street Bets kids have lost so much money, they got nothing to lose. They might as well sue, saying, "Hey, you as the broker have a fiduciary responsibility to protect me from myself, or at least that's the claim. These were never suitable investments to me, so you should have never let me get into these." And the way arbitration works is the company usually so they usually make you sign an arbitration waiver. So instead of suing them outright in courts, you go to a private arbitration quote-unquote court. But due to another court case that was set precedent, was basically all the firms pay for the arbitration now. So this court case, basically somebody wanted to sue, but they had a binding arbitration clause, so they had to bring it to arbitration. And move the balls. Scruffy has some smears of pate on the bottom left. And so anyway, what happened was the person went through arbitration, but it got dragged out for a really long time, and eventually the guy ran out of money, and then basically couldn't continue paying the arbitration fees, and then basically the case died. But then what happened was he was able to sue again through the regular court system, because the claim was, well, he couldn't finish arbitration because he ran out of money. And then I guess, I'm not sure how he got the money to do the regular court system. Like either he represented himself or he got somebody to do it pro bono. But either case, he won the case in the regular court system, and the regular court system said, yeah, if the person runs out of money in arbitration, then it gets to go back to regular court. And so now every company is afraid of that case, so now they all pay for the arbitration. So anyway, what this podcaster was saying was, since the companies have to pay the arbitration, if you're like a Robinhood loser, you might as well sue because it doesn't cost you anything. And arbitration, and most of these claims are kind of small, so maybe thousands of dollars or whatever. But the arbitration actually is expensive, costs them maybe $50,000. So you might as well sue, and maybe they'll just settle. And if enough of the Wall Street's bet kids do it, it could actually hurt Robinhood pretty badly. So I'm not in that camp, but my case actually has some of the similar mathematics. So it could be that the arbitration costs so much that maybe they'll just settle with me. So I'd still like to get some free legal help from these clinics, but maybe this is a case where my long shot's not quite as a long shot, because just the cost of arbitration might say, hey, screw this, we'll settle, and maybe I'll get something semi-reasonable back that's still cheaper than the arbitration, because I think, yeah, the amount of money I'm looking at would still be less than the arbitration cost if $50,000 is correct. So still a lot of money to me, but I guess not. $50,000 is not a lot to a financial firm, which makes sense. So unfortunately, my case is a little different. It's not an unsuitability case. I actually think I have a better claim than the unsuitability case, but because of how unprecedented my case is, it's really hard to say. So that's why I kind of want to talk to a legal person, get the help from a legal clinic, because they would understand all the angles were and the best shot of winning. But since none of them want to step up and take my case, I might still be out of luck. I don't know, maybe I'll just have to file the arbitration myself and do it myself, but I think they say somebody represents themselves in court as a fool for a client, or is it a fool for a lawyer? Either case, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what I'm doing. Keeps staring at the bowl. So yesterday he jumped up on the table and looked at the treat bag. I was thinking maybe that's his new way of telling me he wants more food. So I was wondering if he's going to jump up on the table again. But since he's staying around here, I don't think he's going to jump on the table. So I don't think I'm going to give him more food. Unless he gets really, really needy or does something, expresses neediness. I actually put a little bit of extra kibble in tonight. Not that much more, but a little bit. Okay, looks like it's done. Waltz it off. Okay, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.